From President Trump, no response late today to questions about the Dow drop. Walking into the White House after a Cincinnati road trip to talk taxes.
Oh, I love the state of Ohio.
But coverage of that speech cut short as markets took a tumble. Until now, the surging stock market has been one of the president's favorite, frequent talking points.
We did, in fact, break 25,000, very substantially break it very easily. So I guess our new number is 30,000. The stock market is shattering one record after another.
You look at the stock market at an all-time high.
A White House spokesman acknowledges today markets do fluctuate in the short term, but adds the fundamentals of this economy are very strong.
Previous presidents have talked about the stock market, but they've been reluctant to really embrace it the way President Trump has, because they're worried that if they talk about the gains, then they own politically the downside when the Dow sells off.
All of it comes as Washington tiptoes toward yet another potential government shutdown. A deadline Thursday to keep the lights on, with no deal right now on spending, no compromise on immigration, and no give from the White House, even after a new bipartisan proposal today. It would protect so-called dreamers and provide money to study border security, but not for a border wall itself. To the White House, that's a non-starter.
Not having a border wall is the same thing as Senator McCain going to bed at night and locking his front door, but leaving all the windows open.
So even with that shutdown deadline this week, the president's looking back at what happened last week at his State of the Union when Democrats sat stone-faced in the audience.
Un-American. Somebody said treasonous. I mean, yeah, I guess why not? You know, can we call that treason? Why not?
That comment raising some eyebrows. Treason is a crime punishable by death. Those remarks, of course, coming after the president in that State of the Union made that call for unity and bipartisanship.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.